Hello students, this problem refers to a bookstore. Probably the textbook was thinking about this bookstore, but I am thinking more a Monopoly store. This is my favorite bookstore in the entire world. This was the house that belonged to the first wife of Diego Rivera. So before Frida Kahlo, there was Elena. And this is Elena's house. And then they built on the courtyard this library. Bookstore. Well, both library and bookstore, and it's so cool. I really love sitting there, hanging. The weather is fantastic, so you can have a coffee with your friends. It's so cool. Well, imagine there's this bookstore, and it behaves as a monopoly. So we have a monopoly that has the following equations. They face a demand given by price equals 120 minus Q, a total cost given by Q squared divided by 2. And when you get the derivative of this, in other words, what is the cost when one unit changes in Q, you will get Q. So let's work out the math just to make sure that everyone is on the same page. The total cost is Q squared minus 2. So the marginal cost is given by how will the cost change with a change in quantity, right? Which is equal to 2Q divided by 2. And of course, 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1. So this is the marginal cost. There's another important concept to solve these problems. What is the average total cost? So the average total cost would be given by the total cost divided by Q, the average total cost. And this is equal to Q squared divided by 2 divided by Q. And then this Q goes with this Q because Q divided by Q is 1. So the average total cost would be given by Q divided by 2. So we have four things. The demand, the total cost, the marginal cost, and the average total cost of this monopoly. So now, what is the point of maximization of this monopoly? So now, where is the point when this monopoly maximizes? The monopoly maximizes at the point where marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. And that's very intuitive because this is similar to the point when you decide to sleep 1 more hour when sleeping is much better than going to work and school, or you decide to go to work and school because the benefit from going to work and school is much more than the cost of staying and sleeping. So when those two are together, you're indifferent between the two, and you will sleep until the point when you really prefer to go to work. So, and that is a luxury that monopolies can do, not a luxury of perfect competition, right? So monopolies can get to the point where their marginal revenue equals their marginal cost, and that's where they are going to maximize. So we need to get the marginal revenue. The marginal revenue, it's obtained from the revenue. The revenue is price times quantity. So the price is given by 120 minus Q times the quantity. So the revenue is given by 120Q minus Q squared. And the marginal revenue then is given by the derivative of this, which is equal to 120 minus 2Q. I'm sure you recall that it's very common that if your demand is aligned, your marginal revenue will have double the slope, and this is the reason why. So once we have the marginal revenue, we're going to equate the marginal revenue, 120 minus 2Q, to the marginal cost, which is Q. Because in that point, that's where the equilibrium will be reached. Solving here for Q, we have 120 equals 3Q, and therefore Q star would be equal to 40. Now we go to the demand. So we have that the price is given by the demand by 120 minus Q. We substitute the 40 over here, and we have that the price in equilibrium is given by 120 minus 40, which is equal to 80. Now let me show you a graph. Okay, so here we have that the monopoly has this demand function, and this is the marginal revenue. They will produce in the point where the cost, the marginal cost, it's equal to the marginal revenue, which is this point at 40. And in order to know the price, then they will go all the way to the demand to extract all the willingness to pay, and they will charge $80 for the good. And the other question that's very important, it always comes, so what is the profit of this monopoly? What is the profit of Page owning this very nice bookstore? Okay, listen, to get the profit in this particular case, you need to consider what's the average total cost. Because the profit is given by profit, it's equal to the quantity times the price at which you sold the good minus the average total cost. So this is the profit per unit multiplied by how many units you sold. In this particular case, we had a quantity of 40, we had a price of 80, and the average total cost, if you recall, was given by average total cost was Q divided by 2. Therefore, the average total cost in this particular case is 40 divided by 2, which is equal to 20. So the average total cost is 20, and therefore the profit is given by 40 times 60. The profit is 2,400. The price is the price is 80, the quantity is 40. Now, apparently the situation that we are facing in this city is that the license for the bookstore expired, and the mayor would like to give 2 licenses instead. So what is the price that the mayor should charge for the license?